Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Steven. You can call me Tho. So today I will talk about the journey from idea to MVP. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Before I started, I want to know you a bit better. So raise your hand if you are building your business at the moment. Oh, nice. So raise your hand if you used to be a founder or in the founding team of a startup. Oh, okay. So raise your hand if you are familiar with the topic MVP. Nice. Okay, so I can go a bit technical here. So, MVP stands for minimum viable product. Um, Eric Rice, the author of the Lean Startup, once he says in a conference in front of like 100 of entrepreneurs, he said that your startup isn't a business, it's a hobby. The first time I heard that story, I kind of confused, but then I start to research, and I figured out that there's quite a lot of similar thing between building a business and building a hobby. These things are, first of all, when you are building a business or building a hobby, it's way more fun than work at a job. And it easily makes you obsessed during the journey. And it's cost a lot of money when you compare the opportunity cost, like you can go and work in a company. However, the different thing here is when you're building a business, you make more money than what you invested in. So, oh, is it the, okay. So what is the smallest thing that I can do to figure out if I'm building a business or I'm building a hobby? Of course, like no one wants to waste money, time, and resources into building something that no one will buy. Yes, let's look at the startup key stages. You can take this layout from Startup Common Doc or RJ. In this, for example, this is the journey that the startup has to go through in order to exist. So first you start with a vision and mission. During the during the whole area here, you're kind of like sitting at home thinking about your vision, drawing your product on a paper or a prototype tool. And then when you get ready, you move to the other stage. And the established thing is when you like get an IPO or someone buy you. Okay. For just imagine that you are building a startup. In the stage commitment, you have the product, like you know what you are going to serve. You have some product concept, like your solution, which you believe will give value to your target user. And you have a team, like maybe it's usually like max 3 to 5 members in the founding team to work on the product. And the MVP will get you to the next stage, the validation stage. In the validation, you will gain some traction from the user. It can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. The important is that you understand why your product doesn't work or why it doesn't add value to your target user. And when you have some traction, you will go look for more funding and more team member. So what MVP is, like how MVP can get you to form the commitment to the validation. This is the definition. The MVP is a version of your product that just enough feature to satisfy early customer and provide feedback for future product development. So here's the example. In the mission and vision stage, this is what you have, a prototype, a concept of what you are planning to do. And the MVP is, in this case, is the actual cake. That's someone the people can eat, like your friend, for example, they can eat and the cake satisfy them when they are hungry. But in the final product, you will add more flavor to it. And then your product can sell to more customers. So this is only you. This is for the early customer, and this is for the mature customer. Yes, let's look at one example of an MVP. So you guys know this company, right? Yep. So what is the last time that you use Airbnb? Last year? Bali. Okay. Also, I actually used Airbnb just a few months ago. And when you compare the size, the current size and this size, it makes a lot of difference. Like, for example, if now I see some company offer this service with this size, I wouldn't bother to use. I would go to the real Airbnb now. But this is actually the MVP of Airbnb back in 2007. With this MVP, they can confirm that there's sufficient people who are willing to pay for what they are offering. Yes, and with this kind of confirmation, they start apply to Y Combinator and got in Y Combinator in 2008, receive more funding and start to grow. And this is MVPs of another very popular app, Uber. It has only one function to connect iPhone owner with driver and provide them with credit card payment. So it's also one advice when you're starting an MVP. When you plan to develop a mobile app, you can focus on only iPhone or Android. You don't need to develop an app for both systems when you start it. And it's only to solve one specific problem for the user, how to get a taxi as cheap and fast as possible. And through that MVP, they achieve the goal and they validate the concept. It's something very simple. Like there's no kind of Uber X or no fancy illustration. Just something simple that satisfies your early user. Okay, so how exactly you build an MVP? If you Google about this topic if you Google it, you can find there's a lot of articles that show you how to build MVP. The reason why is there are a lot of articles because there's no correct format to build MVP, especially for tech product. Because, for example, when you're building a chair or a car, like a physical product, you can touch the product, you can feel it. you can estimate the size of the product that you are going to build. But when you are building an app, the app don't have the concrete border. For example, how can you compare two apps like Facebook or Instagram? Will you compare it through via the line of the code or via the number of the screen? So it's difficult to compare an app, and it's difficult to have a visual, have a feeling for how an app is going to be. So yeah, building MVP, the first step is define the main feature of your product. It comes from your understanding of what you are doing. It comes from your understanding of the problem and the user. What is the user really needs from your product? And then after you have that main feature, you start to build it. So build the minimum that your customer will fall in love with, just the minimum. And then launch as soon as possible. The sooner you launch, the sooner you receive feedback from the real user, the sooner you can further develop your solution. Yes, but you shouldn't develop an MVP like this. For example, I want to build a product to get the people from point A to point P. When I start building a wheel, it doesn't satisfy my early customer. It doesn't help them to move from A to B. And it doesn't provide me good feedback for my future product development. But if I start with this, a small scale, so it helped me to move to a new location. And it also helped me to further develop into a real complex product. So yeah, okay. So this is the end of my talk. Because this topic is quite technical, so I want to spend more time in Q&A. You can reach out to me, and we can talk more about product development, about UI, UX, and about startup. And if you have a business idea, you can go to VietES website, fill the form founder support, and we will connect you the expert to help you. And yeah, I will launch my MVP this March. Like I'm now team up with two other members. We're also building our own startup in the field of HR, human resources. So if you are into the HR tech, then we can also talk. And thank you.